discussing this with our questions in those telephone interviews, they started to realise that maybe there are some education issues here. They hadn't really thought just about how much they're spending, and it is, in many cases, often 10% or more of the whole IT budget. In some cases, a lot more than that. So I think that's the area where you'll see quite a few people focus on next. For a company like Canon, that's clearly an opportunity. So those are the 5 key findings that, from our own independent view, emerged as, I think, the most interesting and challenged some of the assumptions I had. I just want to show you some facts and figures now, some graphs. I'm a market researcher, so I love graphs that underline these points and go into a little more detail about each of these. Let's go back to scanning, and it's the growth of multifunction devices that is pushing that at the moment. We asked the question, to what extent have the following technology products improved your productivity? We've got products along the bottom here, and those big green bars show that on a scale of 1 to 5, you've got a large number of people, more than half, well more than half, selecting 4 or 5. And that proportion is a lot greater than the people saying the same for smartphones and even tablets. So compared to those devices, it's the multifunction devices that really do push productivity. That's what the end users and decision makers are saying. So it comes as no surprise when we asked about the importance of scanning. We know it's growing. We're seeing more than half of documents in the workflows in these organisations to be digital at the moment. And asked how important it was, virtually everybody, 88%, said it's at least somewhat important. Indeed, 21% so it's absolutely critical to have scanning. And that is twice, more than half, what we found in the research we did in 2013 focusing on Western Europe. The proportion saying critical is only 9% there. So a significant boost up here for the countries in this region. And we find this in particular for the large organisations. Those with higher document volumes naturally are going to rely more and more on this kind of technology. So let's look at where this growth has come from. We asked another question. Compared to 3 years ago, would you say that you scan more, less often, about the same, or did you not have access to a scanner? The bars on the left here, overall, in our total sample of 1,000, 39% of people said I scan a lot more often. A further 20% say a little more often. So that's more than half, the majority of people saying they're scanning more often. And that's an easily 10 to 15% higher than what we found in the Western European research. So there's stronger growth in the region. And look at the bar for Nigeria here, 48%, a lot more often. That's where we're seeing faster growth than any other country in the 10 that we were surveying as part of this research. So then we turned to